Hey everyone, welcome to this brand new channel and travel vlog. Please stick around because all will be revealed. In this mini series, we're about to attempt solo backpacking from Turkey all the way across Europe towards the UK. It's going to be full of challenges, adventures, and hopefully making unforgettable memories along the way. Coming up, we say goodbye to Turkey and take our first steps into this epic journey ahead. So what's the big plan? The big plan is I'm currently in Turkey, based in Fethiye area. I've lived there for 17 years and I am relocating to the UK up in Scotland to be with my partner Gary. We will be travelling across Europe using only ferries and rail, and the reason for that is the vet has said Marley is too old to fly, and personally I do not want him to go with a carry company. I know many people use them, they're very reliable and trustworthy, but Marley in a cage for multiple days on the road with some strangers is just not what we want for Marley. So we've come up with this plan, or more so I've come up with the plan, that I can do this via ferries and trains. I can jump over to Rhodes, which is a local island, it's only an hour and a half from Fethiye, and then there are connecting overnight ferries to mainland Greece, hop all the way across Europe, which is mainly ferries and trains, because a lot of the bus routes don't allow pets as well, unless they're in a carry cage, and Marley's too big. I know he's only small, but he's too big for the carry cages that are allowed on the buses. So we've kind of got a loose plan that it's going to be ferries and trains all the way. On the first leg of the journey, we're going to be joined by Lara. Lara is my friend's daughter, and she actually came and chose Marley from the shelter home where I rescued him from 14 and a half years ago. I think she was about 7 at the time, I'm not sure. She was only a little girl though, and she's always had a bond with Marley. She's always looked after him if I've ever had to travel back. And yeah, she actually asked me, she came and said, can I come with you on the day trip to Rhodes? I'd like it to be a final farewell to Marley. So Lara's joining us, which is a really nice first day for me, and it'd be a nice end for Lara to say a goodbye. On the first, we had an early start to our day with taxi pickings up around 6:45 a.m. as we were asked to be at Fethiye port for 7 a.m. Check-in process was easy. That was around 7:30 a.m. You do pay a 200 lira per person departure tax, and we were boarded around 8 a.m. with a departure time of 8:25. Marley wasn't fazed by any of this, boarding easily, and then it was time to say goodbye to Turkey as we set sail for our 1.5 hour crossing. Arrival in Rhodes was around 10 a.m. and passport control was really easy, took about 20 minutes. Stepping off the ferry in Rhodes, you are instantly at the gates of the old town. Those imposing ancient city walls are promising new history. We were so excited to go off and explore. But first we had to walk harbour front of about 1.2 kilometres to get to the hotel, which was located in the new town. It was baking sunshine with temperatures already hitting around 35 degrees, and it was at this point I was already thinking, have I taken on too much here? I was carrying a 15-kilogram backpack and also an over-shoulder collapsible dog crate, which was about 6 kilograms on its own. I was really starting to question my choices. At least today I had Lara with me to help, but I really don't know how the next 2 weeks are going to be done alone. Anyhow, no time to wallow. We cracked on, found the hotel, and after a self-check-in, I was needing cold refreshments. It was time to explore. We wandered through to the old town, where the sound of the live Greek music drifts through the cobbled streets. It gives it a real sense of stepping back in time, so it was perfect to just stand for a moment and enjoy the atmosphere. At every turn you get lost in a maze of streets. There's cobbled alleyways winding past historic ruins. Charming local shops invite you in, filled with the handmade souvenirs, olive oils and more. It's accompanied by the lively chatter of the tourists that are about you. The old town really is centuries of history blended into the modern day life. Next up, it was Hippocrates Square. This is the heart of Rhodes and where most tourists head to. It has an iconic fountain in the middle. The city comes alive here, and we headed up the steps for a vantage point and of course a few selfies to capture our memories. Not far from the square there's some amazing church ruins. They sit quietly. Time seems slow here with only the birdsong breaking the silence. It's a moment to pause and to reflect. Walking the medieval city walls, every step seems to tell a story. You're passing through ancient gates and stone archways. This one is where the drawbridge once stood. Once we got through to the other side, we stumbled across the medieval clock tower. The medieval clock tower offers the best panoramic views across Rhodes. For just €5, you can climb its 83 spiralling steps to reach the top, where you are not only rewarded with amazing views, but you also get a free drink. As temperatures soared to 35 degrees, it was time for Marley to rest his paws. We found a lovely family-run taverna right in the centre, with Nero as flavour of the day. The must-see of Rhodes for many visitors has to be the Grand Master's Palace. This was home to Rhodes' medieval rulers and was built in the 14th century. You are able to go inside the palace for a fee of €20, but unfortunately we didn't have time for this. Next up was the legendary Street of the Knights, which echoes the medieval history. It's lined with their residences. At the bottom, Marley literally plonked himself down in the shade, and we're not sure whether he was after a water stop, but he genuinely seemed to be sat watching the music. It amused us for a while, but we just sat, let him rest. We rested too, and we just enjoyed people watching for a moment. Everything's really easily linked in Rhodes. It's easy to do a self-guided walking tour. You don't even really need a map, you just stumble across things at every turn. But for us, it was now time to head to the waterfront again. We wanted to head to the marina and onto the iconic Windmills before we dropped Lara back to the ferry port for her evening ferry. En route to the Windmills, we stumble across St Paul's Gate. We didn't even realise it was there. The windmills overlook the fortress. The mills were used to grind grain that was brought in by the merchant ships. St Nicholas Fortress was built between 1464 and 1467 to protect the harbour, although it's not open to the public to visit. Completing the walk and a symbol of Rhodes are the bronze deer statues at the entrance of Mandrake Harbour, marking the spot where Colossus of Rhodes is believed to have once stood. Sadly, our day was almost over. We had to walk Marley back to the hotel, and it was a beautiful goodbye. 14 years of friendship and memories in one moment. Saying goodbye isn't easy, but some bonds last a lifetime. So is Rhodes worth a visit? Absolutely, I've loved it. The history, the architecture, the vibe is honestly going to be a hard one to beat on my journey. So if you're in Turkey, specifically the Fethiye or Marmaris area, and get a chance to hop over on the day ferry, I'd say do it. Definitely consider it. You can easily explore Rhodes in one afternoon and on a budget too. So that concludes day one. We've done a total distance of 99.2 kilometres so far. Thank you so much for coming along on this Rhodes adventure with us. If you want to join us tomorrow to see how Marley copes on his first overnight ferry, we are heading to mainland Greece. If you want to see where we are along this journey, the routes that we're taking, or all of the photos that didn't make it into this video, then please head over to our Facebook page, Gary and Emma's Adventures. The link will be in the description below and you'll find all the updates on there. You can also drop me a message, I'd love to hear from you. Just like to say it's great to know so many friends and family are following Marley's journey to the UK, and if you want to keep up to date with the next chapter of our adventure, if you hit the subscribe button, it's free and you'll get notifications when the next adventure is up. Cheers, bye.